Hello, everybody. We're Wizard back with another Gears of War video. This was the last weekend of the beta weekend 2. I have some thoughts. I'm going to address the elephant in the room. The biggest issue, without a doubt, is how poorly optimized the game is on PC. So, for some reason, I know in the first weekend, we talked about this a little bit, but a lot of people were having problems with Gears of War E-Day on their PCs, even people with very high-end PCs, like people with 5080s, 5090s graphics cards, CPUs and stuff like that. It would just they would lose frames. This is multiplayer gameplay, by the way. I kind of suck at first because I didn't play multiplayer for a while. I was really busy helping my brother unlock the challenges on Horde and stuff like that. But anyway, it's running very, very bad on PC. So I played the first weekend. I played a little bit on my PC, mostly on Xbox, and it was running fine on PC. I was getting 60 frames, consistently on high settings. But then something happened with the weekend 2 beta after they did the update. It was running so bad. I had to change my graphics down to low and medium just to get playable frame rates. Like I was going down to like 30, 20 frames, constantly lagging. It's so unoptimized on PC. And then my brother, who has a 5080 and a really high CPU, I'm on a 5060 Ti 16 gig, and all the tests that I've run and stuff, I'm above recommended settings. It says I can run the game at 60 frames per second at the highest settings, ultra settings, but that's just not the case because it's so poorly optimized. They really need to work on that before launch. It is very, very badly optimized. I don't understand what happened, how I was able to, play just fine on the first beta weekend on my PC, but then the second weekend, it wasn't just me. My brother was having crashing issues. A lot of people online, ton of people online were talking about how it just felt even worse on PC. Like I don't know what happened, but they somehow just they made it worse, and it's very, very unoptimized on PC. There's no way with like my PC, it's not the highest end PC, but it's a good PC. And I've done all the benchmark tests from multiple different places. I looked at the specs myself. It says I can run it on recommended high settings, high frame rates, and I'm just not getting it. When I was playing with my brother over this weekend, it was just I was getting very, very low frames constantly. I had to drop my settings to very low. It's just not poorly optimized on PC. That's probably the biggest issue they need to fix. A couple other big things that I want addressed. The spawn timers on PvP are atrocious. They're so long. 12 seconds for team deathmatch. It's just too much. They have to lower it. They have to. It's just ruining the flow of the game, especially on like objective modes like conquest and stuff like that. It just takes too long to get back into the fight. An enemy, if they team wipe you, they can sit in the ring for so long before you can get in there and help your team. It's too much. Everybody hates it. They absolutely need to fix it. They have to change it down to like 7 seconds, 6 seconds, something like that. 12 seconds is just way too much. Another thing, I don't know if they can change this. Like, I really don't know if it's possible this late in the games, like, because it comes out in 2 months. So I don't know if it's possible, but they, the decision to make it center screen shots instead of shots coming out of the barrel is everybody hated it on Gears of War Reloaded. There's a reason they changed it to shots coming from the barrel of the gun. I don't know, it's so puzzling to me why they went back to center screen. I don't know if they thought maybe fans would appreciate the throwback to older Gears, but it sucks. Like, it's so inconsistent. Even with not just the Gnasher, every gun has this weird, like the long shot, for example. People can get headshots when the reticule's not even on them, but then there's times where the reticule will be right on their head and it doesn't count as a headshot. You won't even get a hit marker sometimes. Um, they if they can change that, like I said, I'm not sure if you can. I'm not that in depth into this. Is me rage typing to these guys who on our team that kept going AFK. It was very frustrating. I know it's just a beta, but like they were just AFK and it was just making the game not fun. But anyway, if they can change it to barrel shooting, they have to do it. Or they need to really, really, really focus on fixing the center screen shots. But everybody would much prefer just going back to shots coming from the barrel. It makes no sense to have them coming from center screen. It just messes everything up. Everything feels so inconsistent. What's another thing? The slide shot and up A is very overpowered right now. The slide shot needs more consistent like counters. Like I don't know what it is, but when someone slides, even if you know they're going to slide, like that right there, he slid past me. He was past me but somehow killed me with one shot. But yeah, the slide shot needs to be fixed somehow. Um, what else? What else? I would prefer for it to be 5v5. I understand why they're going to 4v4 to make it feel like, classic Gears, old school Gears. But 4v4 on top of the long respawns is just. I don't know exactly how to explain it, but it just doesn't feel as fun. 5v5 was just so much better when they changed to 5v5 on Gears 3. It just felt better. They should have just kept it that way. 5v5 is just more fun, feels like it's more action packed even though it's only one person on each, team. It just felt better. And with long load times, you really feel the 4v4 like I would prefer for them to go back to 5v5. Stopping power. So in my first video going over the beta, I said I think the Lancer needed a buff. I was mostly talking, and I said that in my video, I was mostly talking about Horde because it's PvE and the Lancer just felt very weak. I will be the first one to admit that I was wrong on PvP Lancer because I didn't think about stopping power. The stopping power combined with the new damage is just a little too much. I know a lot of people are saying they should nerf the Lancer's damage. I think they should just nerf stopping power, like big time. If they don't nerf stopping power, then yeah, they should just go back to the way the Lancer was. Um, but right now, like if two people shoot at you from far away, you like basically can't move. Even if one person is shooting at you, you just slow down way too much, and the Lancer does so much damage that you go down incredibly fast, and it's super annoying. Like I want the Lancer. I'm not one of those like Gears pros or anything that thinks the Lancer should just be, a worthless support weapon, like just to harass people from a distance. But I do want the Lancer to be more prominent, but it's just a little too much right now. If you're out in the, like, if you're trying to go, like, I'm trying to, like, get to the objective or something and they're hitting you with a Lancer, you have to get into cover immediately or you're going to die because you can't move because of stopping power. I think if they got rid of stopping power, then the Lancer would be fine. The Retro Lancer, or in this game, it's called the Lancer MK1, needs to be nerfed. It is killing people in just like 4 or 5 bullets. It's downing people. It's way too strong. So you see the slide shot right there. I did up A because I figured he was either going to try to go into cover or slide, but he beat out my up A. I think the slide's just a little too crazy. Um, Power weapon respawns absolutely need to go down. Why are power weapon respawns taking like 2 minutes? I think it's 2.5 minutes or something like that. That's too much in a game where matches go pretty quickly. Like, you are lucky to use the gun once, the power weapon once. Um, yeah, that needs to go down along with respawn timers from after you die. It just takes you out of the action. Like, me and my brother, you'll probably see in this video, we wipe a whole team, and then we're sitting there for just too long waiting for them to respawn. The respawn timers are just way too long. The respawn timers for power weapons are way too long. That being said, I seen pros talking about that power weapons need to be nerfed, like the incinerator needs to have 3 shots and blah blah blah. I don't like that. They're power weapons for a reason. You're supposed to feel powerful. They're supposed to be really good when you pick them up. They're supposed to change the momentum of the game, help your team a lot. I don't understand the whole wanting. Maybe for ranked mode, I get it. Make it 3 shots, whatever. But like, there's power weapons. Like, when they nerfed the boom shot in Gears Reloaded, it sucks. You can shoot them right at their feet, and sometimes it just won't kill them. It doesn't feel great to pick up the boom shot. When you pick up the boom shot, you should be like, "Oh, here we go." I'm gonna wreck shop, but it just doesn't feel that way. Um, so I don't agree with that. I think they should just leave power weapons alone. I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing ever to, you know, take away some of the ammo. I guess that's not the worst thing, but like as far as nerfing damage and stuff, no way. Leave it alone. They're power weapons. Um, I'm trying to think of what else. So the movement, it needs some work, definitely. Like, there's moments where like I want to get behind cover, and this is a beta thing 100%, but they need to fix this for the full game. But I want to go behind a certain piece of cover, and my character just won't move, and I'm getting shot, and I end up getting down because my character just won't move. Like, my inputs are like super delayed, and I'm like, can we just please? And the jumping from roof to roof needs to be nerfed. Oh, that's another thing. They need to bring back the kick mantle. I don't understand why they took it away. It's puzzling to me. Like, they need to put that back in the game. It was a good mind game, but now like you jump over cover, the person can just sit there with no threat whatsoever because you'll just jump over them or whatever, or they'll just kill you by blind firing. Oh, like, they need to bring back mantle kicking. I don't understand why they took that away. Very bizarre thing to take away. They also need to bring back chainsaw battles. Again, why did you take it away? I don't understand why you took that away. That's a very those two things are very small things that you could easily just put in the game. I don't understand why you didn't. If the coalition is watching this, but yeah, that 100%. Those two things need to come back, especially mantle kicking. But the jumping, like, I've seen some clips and I've seen some people do it where they're jumping from like the top of like the roofs or whatever, just jumping across, and then they'll kill someone. They need to make it so like when you jump or whatever, you shouldn't be able to shoot right away. It should take some time. Like, when you climb over, someone should just walk up to you and be able to kill you. Like, there has to be a risk reward. You can't just be jumping around like that with no risk. Like, they need to up the shot delay from mantling and jumping, in my opinion. Um, what else? What else? The frag grenades, they are so weak in this game. They are unbelievably weak. They need to just go back to the way they were. They're frag grenades. Like, they're supposed to be dangerous. I'll throw them right at somebody, and I get constant hit markers with it. They'll blow up right next to them, and it's just hit markers. And I'm like, come on, what is this? They also, and I think in the first beta I brought this up, bring back tagging. Maybe not on the walls, but let us tag other people. I don't know. Yeah, for some reason, the beta weekend 2 just felt worse. Like, the optimization on PC, the way, like, the Nasher and the movement felt off. I don't know how to put my finger on it. It just didn't feel as good as the first. I don't know what they did, but it just felt off. And I know a lot of people online were saying the same thing. It just felt off compared to the first weekend. Um, so, but in on the bright side, the game there's a good game here. 100%. This is the best Gears game we've gotten in a very long time. There's just some things that they need to work on and tweak. PC optimization being the biggest thing, and then the stuff that I brought up. If they fix the stuff that I brought up, this game, and it's not just me. A lot of people are saying the same thing. This game would be amazing. It'd be great. I am actually kind of a fan of the new movement. Um, I feel like it actually takes more skill than Gears 5. Like, all the hyper bouncing stuff, it looked stupid. It was stupid. The shots, the angles that you can put shots out was stupid in Gears 5. In this game it feels more skill based because, like, you have to time your wall bounces and stuff well. You can't just spam wall bouncing. Like, it just feels more skillful to me. And to the people saying that this game doesn't feel like Gears of War, you are out of your mind. Everything, the horde, everything, the way the guns sound, the way just everything feels like Gears of War. I don't know what people are talking about. They're comparing it to Call of Duty. You've never played Call of Duty if you think this game even remotely plays close to Call of Duty. Like, I just don't get it. Just because there's a slide, that means it's Call of Duty? It's very bizarre that people are saying it doesn't feel like Gears of War. This is the most Gears of War feeling Gears of War game that we've gotten in a long time. It, you can see me missing incinerator shots. I suck right here. But anyway, since Gears 3, this is the most Gears of War feeling Gears game. The violence, the way the graphics look, the way the movement is, it's heavy. You feel heavy. You're not gliding around like a. It's just. It feels like Gears of War. I really feel like people are just hating when they say it doesn't feel like Gears of War or that it feels like Call of Duty. A slide, Call of Duty doesn't own the slide. You know what I mean? Like, games have had slides before. I don't understand why just a slide or being able to jump up onto something means that it feels like Call of Duty. It feels nothing like Call of Duty. Not even close. Gears of War Judgment was the only Gears of War game that felt like Call of Duty, but even then, it wasn't like, you know, it didn't feel like I was playing Call of Duty. It just was the most Call of Duty feeling Gears of War. And it's crazy to me that people are saying that it doesn't feel like Gears of War. I feel like you're not a Gears of War fan if you think that, honestly. Like, I feel like you didn't play Gears 1, 2, 3. There, it just, I don't get it. Like, even my brother, because my brother never really got that much into the multiplayer. We played a ton back in the day of Gears of War 2 with bots, like multiplayer, because we didn't really have internet back then. So we played a lot with bots. But my brother's been a huge Gears of War fan with me. He's more campaign and horde. He doesn't get that much into the PvP. Even he was like, "What are people talking about that it doesn't feel like Gears of War?" This He was like, "I didn't like Gears 4 and 5 because they didn't feel like Gears of War. This feels like Gears of War." And I was like, "Right?" Like, I people are just hating at that point. Don't get me wrong, there's legit problems, big problems. But it's a beta. We still have 2 months. This isn't even This is an earlier build of the game. This isn't the build that they're on right now. So we don't even know what they have fixed already. Um, but yeah, this is the most Gears of War game we've gotten in a long time. I don't know what people are talking about. The graphics on this game are amazing. I can't talk about them enough. They look great. Um, but there's definitely some things that we need to talk about. Like trading is a huge thing. Like there's times where I'll shoot someone first, clear as day, but somehow it's a trade. I seen the former Gears of War pro player Red Icy talking about the same thing. Trading is just really, really prominent in this game, and I don't know why. I feel like they need to bring back more executions, if that makes sense. Um, yeah, but besides the really big issues, there's a good game here. There really is. Like I feel like this is going to be the best Gears of War game since Gears of War 3, which was what, almost 20 years ago, like 16 years ago, something like that. So it's taken 16 years to finally get a game that feels like Gears of War. Uh I really really hope they stick to their guns and they don't go back to the ridiculous hyper wall bouncing from Gears 4 and 5. Keep the game the way it is, but tweak some things. I do agree that maybe it can be a little bit faster. Strafing should be a little faster, but we all need to just get used to the movement and just leave Gears 5. Like, we all hated Gears 5. All of us. There's a very small portion of Gears players that like that game. So please stop like acting like you want that game back. Like it's just you're angry because you're not as good because the movement's way different. You were expecting to just hop in and just wreck shop, hyper bouncing, and now you're upset when you die a couple of times and you're not doing that good. You're not like, 20 kills and 4 deaths, and you don't want to give it time. You want to be good right now. It's a beta. We have to get used to it. Why do you guys want the same exact game over and over? That's part of the fun of a new game is digging in and learning new things. Gears 4 and 5 were way too similar. Why do you want? I don't understand why you want to play a third version of those games. It makes zero sense to me. Like video games are supposed to be, oh, here we go, dig into the new stuff, and but no, you guys are like, oh. And I know it's probably the vocal minority, but it's just you see it all over the online, and you're just like, come on, give it a shot, give it a real legit shot. Um, but yeah, those are my thoughts on the weekend beta 2. I really don't know what happened, why the PC felt so much worse compared to the first weekend of the beta. Like the PC problems are pretty bad. They're really bad. They have to optimize it. They have to. It's like some people are lucky and if you have like a super high powered PC, you don't really have that many problems. But like I said, even people with really good PCs are like, yeah, it's just dropping frames and stuff. It's very very poorly optimized for PC right now. On Xbox it runs great. Um, that's what I caught this on was Xbox or yeah, because like my brother was like, "Oh, we should play some multiplayer," and I was like, "Okay, but I can't play it on PC. The frame drops are just too much." So I hopped on the Xbox to capture this footage. Um, but yeah, you know, I think the game is going to be good. It's good so far. There's definitely some tweaks that need to be made. Um, with the movement and I that's probably besides the PC optimization and the biggest thing is if the coalition, if you're listening, please make it the shots come from the barrel. Like I said, I don't know if you guys can because it's so like late into the game's development. I don't really know that much about coding and stuff like that. So I don't know if you can just go in and change it to shoot from the barrel like, without delaying the game or whatever. But if you can, please do. because the center screen just ain't it. It's just not it. It's so that's one of the main reasons people complained about Gears of War Ultimate and Gears of War Reloaded was the shots coming from the center of the screen. It just makes it so inconsistent, even more inconsistent than Gears 5. And just if you guys either have to heavily work on the where the shots are going and make it consistent. Like if I go up against the wall and blind fire the wall with my natural shotgun right up against the wall, the shot should go in the exact same place every time. Like there shouldn't be this weird, like so many videos are on like Twitter and YouTube and stuff like that of people testing this where they have the barrel directly in the wall and every time they shoot the bullets go in a different place. It just shouldn't be that way. So either make it come out from the barrel and like have it more consistent, or work on the consistency of the center screen like a lot because it's so like me and my brother were testing it on Horde and stuff. Like there's times where our reticules with our sniper rifle will be right on their head and they're not moving at all, and you'll watch the bullet miss or hit sometimes. Like it's just weird. It's not like 50-50 or anything like that, but every once in a while you'll notice that it's off and you're just like, no way. And I've seen people there's tons of videos of people testing it online and stuff, and it's just very inconsistent. That's the biggest thing besides the PC optimization that needs to be worked on. And then respawn timers also. 12 seconds is just too much. Those are the three main things. Um Everything else I'm pretty sure they'll work on, before the game. I mean, for all we know, they could have worked on it already. But a lot of this stuff is just stuff that's, it's bugs in a beta, and, that's why we're testing it out. But, um, a couple of things I want to say about Horde Siege also. I love the mode, it's great. I still think that you guys need to have classic 1 through 50 Horde waves where you can upgrade your defenses and stuff like that. People want it. They will be really mad if it's not in. Horde Siege is great though. But a couple things I want to add to that is make more things where you have to work with other Gears teams, or make it so if you do help other Gears teams, there's some sort of incentive like extra XP, maybe some weapon parts, you know, something. Give us something that, like, if we come across another team and we help them defend whatever, we get something for it. Some XP, some weapon parts, something. Make it worth our while that when we come across another Gears team, we're not just, just run past them. And then I feel like you need to make some of the boss fights a little more like the Reavers. They are a pain in the ass to fight because it's so hard to hit the critical hit on him under his belly. And then, like, I feel like if this goes back to the frag grenades needing to be buffed. The frags need to be buffed. Throwing a frag right under a Reaver or a Boomer or something and it barely does any damage is just one of the most disappointing things in a Gears of War game I've experienced. Like it just sucks because you're just um it just barely does any damage. It's like it's a frag grenade. Like it blows up. I don't know. There needs to be more consistency with some bosses and stronger enemies, like where their critical hits are and stuff like that, and critical hits doing more damage. Infantry is pretty difficult. It is a pretty high step up from rookie. I don't know if that's on purpose or what, but I feel like maybe it needs to be toned down just a little bit. Like the AI are hitting you, hip firing hammer bursts from across the map, doing tons of damage, and it's just it needs to be toned down a little bit. Like you go down so fast on infantry difficulty. It's like when you play on rookie, it's too easy, but then when you go to infantry, it's like wow, like this step up is crazy. I think that needs to be toned down a little bit. More mission varieties, like I don't know if it's just the beta. I don't know if there's going to be more mission variety in the full game, but if there's not, there needs to be 100% because it's going to get boring very quickly. There needs to be more mission variety, like, you know, oh, there's a gear squad pinned down, go help them, or like, this powerful locust enemy is like needs to be assassinated, something like that. Um, in both side missions and regular missions, there needs to be more variety. But I have high hopes for this game. I did enjoy the beta. There was some really big problems, especially this last weekend. But this is the last we're going to be seeing of Gears E-Day until launch. So it's going to be a long 2 months. And luckily, there's some good games coming out soon, like Halloween. Looks like it's going to be like Friday the 13th. Looks like it's going to be fun. Um, but yeah, it's going to be a long 2 months. This is the last time that we're going to be able to play the game until full launch. Uh, let's give constructive criticism. Let's not just be a bunch of babies and like, you guys are trash. This game sucks. If you think this game, I've seen someone say that this game is, and I quote, dog shit. And I'm like, what? Like, you have never played a truly bad game ever if you think this game is dog shit. Like, there's definitely some problems, but it's a beta. But to say it's dog shit, like, come on. The game is already more enjoyable than Gears 5, in my opinion, and this was just the beta. You truly have never played a bad game if you think this game is dog shit. Like, you're being so over the top and ridiculous. The smokes. Oh, before we go, the smokes are too thick. Too thick. I like I thought the smokes were pretty good, before. Like they were pretty decent to help you get into an objective, but now it's just too much. You can't see anything until they're right on top of you. Like, I don't know. I think that, in my opinion, the smokes need to be nerfed just a little bit. Um, but yeah, those are my thoughts on the second beta. Couple problems that definitely need to be fixed, like the PC optimization. You guys have to get on top of that because that people are going to get so mad if the PC is unplayable. If the PC version's unplayable, people are going to get so mad. You guys have to get on top of that before full release. But those are my thoughts. If you like this video, please give a like and subscribe. I'm very close to 500 still. I have a lot more content coming. I know I've said that before, but this time I'm being serious. There's a lot of good games coming out because, I focused on Mortal Kombat before, but, Mortal Kombat's in limbo right now, and there's just very excited for Gears, very excited for the Halloween game, but these are my thoughts on the beta. If you liked it, please give a like and share. And was this not recording? I think it is. But I will see you guys all on the next one.